Welcome into another episode of Sports Overtime. Thank you as always for joining us. Pressure can either crumble or make a team rise like cream to the top. The Michigan State women's soccer team probably felt a little bit of pressure taking on the 5th team in the nation when the Spartans took on the Northwestern Wildcats this afternoon. So with the Spartans either wither under the weight of taking on a top 5 team or stand up and fight. We pick up the action in the 13th minute. The Spartans get the ball in the box and it bounces around a couple times before Samantha White blasts it home to put the Spartans on the board. The graduate student gets her 2nd goal as a Spartan in her career, and it couldn't have come in a bigger game. The Spartans weren't done having some fun in the first half. Off a corner kick in the 21st minute, Ruby Diodati puts it up, and Celia Gaynor knocks it down with her header for her first goal as a Spartan after spending 3 seasons at Butler University, as the Spartans would go on to win it 2-1 the final, getting a huge upset win. They are now on a 6-match winning streak and sit on top of the Big Ten standings. Sticking with some Spartan soccer, but moving over to the men's team. They were also in action earlier today, taking on Rutgers in the final game of their 2-game homestand. And it was team's celebration of Title IX, so head coach Damon Rensing was rocking these custom kicks to honor the occasion. And the Spartans wasted no time finding the back of the net in the 10th minute. Luis Sala feeds the ball up to freshman Jonathan Stout, and he'll get it past some defenders and send it rolling into the back of the net as the Spartans go up 1-0. The Scarlet Knights wasted no time answering back. Cole Crothers gives the ball some air, and French native Hugo Legenic capitalizes to tie it up. Both teams would net one more to make it tied at 2.5. But MSU would come out with a vengeance. Jake Spadafora sends a beautiful pass to Kellen Landfeld, who sends that one straight into the corner to get his first goal of the season. As the Spartans beat Rutgers 4-3 the final, our Haley Schoengard was there and has more on the Spartans' big conference win. What's up, Haley?
Hey Nick, this game against Rutgers was an important one for the Spartans, who are in the race for the top spot within the Big Ten. And thanks to the help of freshman Jonathan Stout and the rest of the Spartan offense, they are now one step closer.
Oh man, it's so good. I mean, God blessed me a little bit. 2 deflections on the goals, a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. So, but I mean, either way, goal's a goal. I'll take it and just try to move forward and get even more the rest of the season.
He's been, really coming on. He was injured at the beginning of the year, so he's just starting to find his form, but obviously he can do some special things out there, and they weren't just goals, they were special goals. I mean, they were electric, so he's got a chance to really do some good things as long as he keeps working and staying humble, which I think he will.
A team that was not picked to finish in the top spot in the preseason, the Spartans have now given themselves that chance, something that has been absent over the past few years.
Yeah, after a couple of tough years, it's really cool to be fighting for something that really means something, and to go to Maryland, who has a historically awesome program, and compete for something that really matters is going to be really cool.
Now sitting at number 2 in the Big Ten, Michigan State will take its show on the road to face number 1 ranked Maryland on Friday. Inside the Martin Stadium, Haley Schoengart, 6 Sports.
Oh, thank you, Haley. Michigan State fans had a fun homecoming weekend and are probably waking up a little groggy after celebrating the Spartans' huge win over Wisconsin last night. Mel Tucker knows that they have to quickly turn things around and start preparing against their matchup against Michigan October 29th. But, Coach, I hope you don't mind. We're going to watch the highlights just a little bit longer and enjoy this win just a little bit more. Okay, cool. Thanks. It was shocking and also refreshing to see a little spark of the Spartans' defense with an interception by Jacomi Winman to put the defense. Then the defense overall held the Badgers to less than 300 total yards. The Spartans' offense was humming to the tune of 389 yards and scoring more than 20 points for the first time since week 3 against the University of Washington. The celebrations were well-deserved for snapping a 4-game losing streak. But as MSU heads into the bye week, Coach Tucker wants his team to lock in right away.
One thing that we can't do is, we can't get seduced by success. We took a step in the right direction. I'm so proud of these players, and the locker room was buzzing. Guys are extremely happy, and now we got a 24-hour rule, and then we have to dial back in, because it's all about what's next. We're going to watch the film just like we always do. We're going to see some things there that we absolutely need to clean up, and we're going to see some things that were good that we could build upon, and we're going to get ready for what's next, and we all know what that is.
All right, well, it's time for us to take a break, but when we come back, we're checking in on some Spartan football player alums. Not only did Kenneth Walker III make his first NFL start, but how about Kirk Cousins making some big throws down in Miami? We'll fill you in on both big games when Sports Overtime returns.
Here for you in Williamston. Thanks for watching 6 News WLNS.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
It's your vote, your choice, your right, your future. Make it count. 6 News, your local election headquarters.
You are watching 6 News, sponsored by Hager Fox Heating and Air Conditioning, keeping families comfortable for over 81 years.
There are many ways to search for businesses online. But when you're looking for time-tested, recommended, and well-reviewed businesses in the Mid-Michigan area, start at midmichigansbest.com. There you'll find all the information you need to learn more about each member and how to get in touch with them. No matter what you're looking for, click on midmichigansbest.com to start your search for the best local businesses.
Get all the green and white action straight to your inbox with the Spartan Zone 6 newsletter. Stay up to date with Michigan State athletics through exclusive interviews and behind-the-scenes access to your favorite MSU coaches and athletes, all in the palm of your hand. Go to WLNS.com/newsletter and sign up today.
Good Horses has come to Sundance. Boy, it looks like a politician's been to Sundance. I'll tell you what, everybody comes to Sundance, no matter where you live or how far away you are. It pays to shop and buy at Sundance because these people come from all over helter-skelter, out of state here because of wild selection, and you can check the pricing yourself on the internet. Make sure I'm not hooky-booing you. I don't want to be like them politicians. I want to tell you the truth. Save your money at Sundance. I'm Terry Hanks, and I approve this message.
Welcome back, everyone. Former Michigan State running back Kenneth Walker III is having a solid rookie season so far for the Seattle Seahawks. This afternoon, K9 made his first NFL start, and he came to work dressed in a sweatshirt honoring his playing days at MSU, probably to bring some good luck after the Spartans' big win over Wisconsin last night. Out to Seattle we go. In the first half, Walker was looking like he was playing at Mid-Michigan. Shifted to the outside and taking this one 39 yards and into the red zone. The Seahawks ended that drive with a field goal. Later in the first half, someone explained to me how he was able to get out of these tackles, making his way down the sideline for another big run. He was averaging 7 yards a carry in the first half. Then in the fourth quarter, he shifts to the outside again, uses a hesitation jump to get past the last tackler and into the end zone, scoring Seattle's only touchdown of the day and doing his dance on him. As the Seahawks would go on to win it 19-9 in the final, K9 finished with 91 yards in his first NFL start. Another former Spartan football player was making his presence felt on the field this afternoon. Kirk Cousins and his Minnesota Vikings have been using saunas and steam rooms in their facilities in Minnesota all week to try and prepare and get themselves ready for the humidity and heat of their trip to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So how would they do in the elements? Well, we jump to the second quarter. Play action sets up this floater to the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. The 4-year veteran out of the University of Alabama snags his second touchdown of the season. And the Cousins wanted some more from his guys. Fourth quarter in a one-touchdown game. Cousins uses some play action. Again, this time he puts it where only Adam Thielen can catch it. And he does a little gritty dance with his guys after the touchdown. Cousins finished with 175 yards through the air as the Vikings would go on to win it 24-16 the final. They are now on a 4-game winning streak. So, Mr. Cousins, how does this season compare to the 2021 campaign?
Very much the inverse of 21. I would walk off the field after we had lost and said, we're playing so well. We're playing so well, and somehow, some way we lost, but we're playing at a very high level. This year I'm saying, gosh, we can play better, but we won. And it's just kind of an inverse, and I'll take, this any day.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's show. From all of us here at WLNS, we thank you for watching and hope you and yours have a happy and healthy rest of your week. Good night, everyone.